What's up, guys? Jackpot DFS man. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Hope you guys did well on your Sunday day slates yesterday. Could be, had a lot of good running backs do different things yesterday. Had some injury news that came out that was different with Pollard starting and Zeke being out, and he did pretty well yesterday. And then you had some other kind of I was kind of unhappy with the way Henry Ryan Tannehill ran it in twice yesterday. Would kind of hurt the Henry pay up yesterday. Otherwise, he did well. I mean, still, but with Henry still in those with Tannehill, still in those two touchdowns running them in, kind of hurt Henry's play yesterday as well as some other ones. So that's okay, guys. That happens in DFS, and we're gonna bounce back from that. Overall, we're gonna start the week off good. It's Christmas week. Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates Christmas. Happy Hanukkah if you're into that. Happy holidays overall. Let's bounce into a Monday night slate, about what we're gonna do tonight with the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be easy tonight. I wouldn't go too hard in this because obviously everybody's going to be on the Steelers. Not much value tonight going the Cincinnati side. If you want to get different, I guess you could do that, but I wouldn't suggest that. This with the Steelers being so good on defense, and this is a lopsided matchup tonight. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger's in play. I don't put too much faith in Ryan Finley. He is the better backup of the guys that they have, but against a hard to play against Steelers defense. I do think the defense is in play tonight. But you can go ahead and say both quarterbacks are in play. Obviously, Big Ben's the play here. It should be an easy contest for them to win tonight. To get back in the win column, they've struggled the past couple games playing really hard opponents. Should be easy tonight for the Steelers. Big Ben. Last three games against last game against the Cincinnati Bengals had a 32. Ryan Finley has played against Pittsburgh. He had a 12 the last time out against them. I don't know when that was, probably a couple of years ago or something like that, when obviously maybe Dalton went down or something like that when he was playing there. Obviously, we got some news that James Conner may not play tonight. He's questionable. Could play. This could really be a blowout tonight. I'm not really going to focus playing on any of those backs for Cincinnati. They're kind of running the committee back there right now. Gio was kind of getting me in the lead guy, and then all of a sudden they started playing like Perrine. I think if you're going to play one of them, I think Perrine is a good play for a cheap value at $1,400 on DraftKings. With the Steelers, I anticipate Conner playing, but they've kind of fallen into a committee backfield as well. They're giving all these guys some playing time. Connor's had a 27, a 0, and a 7 the last three games. Samuels has had some play against them as well, 24, 6, and 0. And Benny Snell, 11 and a 1. Any of these guys could really sneak into the end zone tonight, just depending on what they're going to do. The volume has really been kind of spread out between these guys. Connor's playing 63% of the snaps, Samuel's 14%, and Benny Snell 22%. And then Connor's kind of struggled this year, not been great for fantasy this year. Bernard is playing 46% of the snaps, 16% of the snaps for Perrine. I think that has gone up a little bit over the past couple of weeks. And Williams is not getting that many snaps, maybe 8%. Just quick to mention, guys, if you guys have not checked out Draft Dashboard, as I mentioned in every video, this is available for you guys to try for 30 days. Great tool. Can give you it gives you all the information here. Snap shares, gives you the last three games performance, last up to 5 last games, as well as kind of what their last 3 games have been, what to expect. Helps you generate all your research in one place. You can find that in the description of the video to try for 30 days. As well, guys, hey, if you guys are new to the channel, well, welcome. My name is Doug. I'm with Jackpot DFS. put out daily videos for NFL, NBA. We'll do some MLB when that season rolls around, and May Diddle and some esports and things like that, as well as don't know too much about NHL if I'll get into that or not, but could be something down the line maybe we get into. But for now, it's mainly NFL, NBA. NBA starts this week, which I'm really excited about. And go ahead, guys, if you're returning to watch the video, hit that like button. It only helps the channel grow and helps me out a ton. But as far as running backs, guys, tonight, it's going to be kind of hard to go with these running backs. I think you're going to go more wide receivers, tight end, even kicker, defense kind of thing tonight. It'll be hard tonight just trying to figure out where they're going to go and where those plays can go. The Steelers are all over the place with their wide receivers and who catches the ball and who catches touchdowns every game. One game it'll be Washington, the next game it'll be down Juju. I mean, it's just hard to know exactly who is going to get that rock. But we're going to move on to wide receivers. Obviously, the main guy that's getting most of the targets is Deante Johnson. Juju has showed up here the past couple of games, getting targets of 9, 10, and 7. Deante Johnson's gotten 13, 12, and 7. Ultimately, Deante Johnson is Big Ben's go-to first guy, and then usually you'll fall into a Juju. Chase Claypool's kind of that big play receiver that they kind of goes to a lot of times in desperation. And then a guy who's stolen a lot of the snaps here lately, he's playing 46% of the snaps, is James Washington. He's always the cheapest guy on the Steelers receiving core, but he does sneak in there and get touchdowns. As you see, 16 and 12 the last 2 games. I believe he's had a touchdown in both the last 2 games. So with him being cheap, it's a nice play. Also, another cheap play for the Bengals, since I'm down here, A.J. Green kind of stepped up the last game, 7 targets, 18. Believe he did catch a touchdown pass as well. He's playing 75% of the snaps at a pretty cheap price. Helps you pay up. I recommend kind of going with a Deante Johnson. He's my favorite wide receiver for Pittsburgh. He's just always that go-to guy for Pittsburgh, and I think he'll be the guy they'll go to tonight. And the Bengals are 18th against the league and against opposing receivers. The Steelers are a little bit more lackluster. They've had some injuries and things, and they could allow some passing game on the other side. Could make I don't know that they'll be able to contend and keep up in this game, but I do like Tyler Boyd. I do like Higgins, and I do like A.J. Green. Those guys are also in consideration. Tyler Boyd 6, 4, and 9 the last 3 games in targets. T. Higgins has came on pretty strong as well. He's had double digits fantasy points in the last 3 games, 15, 11, and 10. His targets have been 5, 7, and 8. As well as Chase Claypool on the Pittsburgh side, 9, 4, and 6. He's kind of fallen off. He kind of started off strong this year. It's kind of fallen off. I'm probably going to fade Chase Claypool tonight myself. I'll probably go more the Deante Johnson, maybe James Washington, maybe even Juju myself tonight. I think that's the better way to go. And you could argue that James Washington is actually getting more looks than Claypool at the moment. And I've seen him out there. But also, you got to think, if these guys start dropping passes or things like that, not making the plays, the balls gets placed in their hand, and they drop. They got plenty of receivers on this core. They will sit them guys for a few snaps and let some of these other guys play if they're going to catch the ball. So we kind of seen that in the last couple games. I think Deante Johnson dropped a couple passes. Ultimately, he should have caught. And then here come like James Washington and guys like that got some more playing time because they just kind of sat him down and let him get himself together. And then you kind of seen him come back in the game like later on in the third quarter or something like that. So those are things to kind of be aware of. But I don't think Deante Johnson will have much problem against this defense. Should be a big target tonight to get to. And I think he can get there pretty easily. It shouldn't be too hard to get some of these guys. I would kind of... I'm not going to lean more running backs tonight. I think for me it's going to be more receivers, tight end kind of deal. And I think you can absolutely go that route tonight to get yourself in a good position to cash. But obviously the top 3 are probably top 3 for me. On the Pittsburgh side is Deante Johnson, Juju, and James Washington. On the Cincinnati side, it's going to be Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and A.J. Green. For me, I probably lean more Higgins and A.J. Green myself on those side. Moving on to tight ends, Eric Ebron's been pretty consistent with his targets. He's had 11 targets, and 5 targets. He's a big part of this passing offense. He's on the field 78% of the snaps. Love what you can get with Eric Ebron, and he's the Cincinnati Bengals are 30th in the league against opposing tight ends. So great spot for him tonight. Could be a nice play. I love Eric Ebron. He's a must play for me tonight. I think he'll get plenty of looks and could even score a touchdown tonight. As well as Drew Sample kind of came on strong this season, but Pittsburgh is number 1 in the league against opposing tight ends. I'm probably going to fade tight ends for the side of the Bengals, although you could consider him in play. Drew Sample plays on 80% of the snaps, so he could get some looks tonight and catch a couple targets. But for me, it's probably going to be Eric Ebron. I'm not even going to consider Vance McDonald or any of these other guys tonight. I'm probably just going to stick with the top 2 tight ends, with Sample and Ebron. More Ebron for me than anything. Moving on to kickers. Neither one of these kickers are really doing much. The Steelers like to go for it on 4th down, especially if it's like 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, etc. And the Bengals most likely will be playing from behind a lot of this game, I expect. And if I'm going to pick a kicker out of this crew, I'd say probably Chris Boswell's the guy for me. Randy Bullock most likely not tonight. Obviously, defenses. We're not going to play the Bengals. We're going to play the Steelers if we play anybody. Do think they're a little bit more in contention tonight than normal. Normally, I don't suggest playing defenses. I try to stay away from those. But I do think the Steelers' defense could be in play tonight, especially if they get like a touchdown, interception, touchdown, return, etc. That could play dividends whether you cash or not, if you have them or not. However, I don't say that they're must play. They could very well just get a couple sacks, and but it's depending on how the Bengals score. And the Bengals don't have they're not really good at scoring right now because they're playing with basically their 3rd string quarterback. And not as exciting as they was at the beginning of the year. There's some questions around their run game, etc. They're going to have to pass the ball tonight if they're going to even contend in this game, and I don't see that being very easy for them to do, considering. So for me, that's pretty much to look at it tonight. Any questions or comments, guys, you're always welcome in the comment section of YouTube comments, as well as my Twitter. I always link that in the description of the video. Guys, you can try Draft Dashboard for 30 days. That link is in the description of the video. And guys, that's it for the Monday night slate. I will be putting out some NBA content later on today. We're excited to have that back. Stay tuned for that info. And guys, I hope you all have had a good start to your week. And let's have some good luck tonight on our Monday night showdown. Guys, see you later. Goodbye.